What's up, people? You know who it is. Dion Lee. Um, I'm back with the positivity, the message. You know how I am. I just wanted to talk about addiction. Oh yeah, I had an addiction. You ain't had no addiction, Dion. Why you lying? I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people didn't even know, really. Some that do, some that don't. But I had an addiction. And what my addiction was alcohol. Yes, alcohol. When I started at what? I drunk at 17, I think in my first 2009. Yeah, I was like 17. I was like 17. That was at a party. Yeah, I was at a party. Damn near almost killed my best friend. I was so drunk and then almost knocked him out the window. Marcus, that was my boy. That was a crazy moment. But and then 18 came, 19. I think I took a 2 year. I don't think I drank 2 years from 17, because it ain't like I could go in the store and buy it. But I think at 21, 20 to 21, that's when I was definitely 20, 21. I was really drinking a lot. From like 21 to I want to say 33, 32. Well, I'm 21 months sober today. Not today, but, well, yeah, 21 months in April. Well, I'm 21 months, period. So I haven't drank in 21 months. Haven't taken edibles in 21 months. So I've been sober for 21 months. Congratulations, Dion. Amen. But I'm only making this video for those who still stuck in that, because I know y'all drinking and getting high because y'all in pain. Because I was in pain doing it. So I know y'all doing it because y'all in pain. It ain't something that we just do because it feel good, but it's just we be doing it because we trying to get rid of the pain that's gonna be there tomorrow, the next day, until we actually, we had to fix what we dealing with, which I had to do. I had to be like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to feel this way no more because I was hurt. I was in pain. I used to go through it, y'all. I tell you, boy, I was going through it. Y'all couldn't imagine. Yeah, I used to go to it was so bad. I used to go to the doctor drunk. I used to wake up drunk. I know how it is. I was drinking like a fish tank, boy. I'm not boasting. I'm not proud of it. Like I said, I'm 21 months sober, so, that past life of me is gone. I don't need it, definitely don't. There's better things out here to do to occupy your time than, being in pain and hurt, and killing yourself, because really all you're doing is killing yourself. You're drinking every day, that's the reason why I'm making this video, with this message, because, it's not good, but I know how it is. I've been down that road. I had my rough patch in life, still dealing with stuff, but, life ain't easy, as we all know. But, it don't mean pick up a bottle and, and all that, or get high and all that. The pain's still gonna be there tomorrow until you fix it. So yeah, I was drinking all the way from 21 to really 20 to 33, 32. Like I said, I'm 21 months now, so that's almost 2 years for me sober. I never thought I could do it. I thought I was gonna be drinking forever. It was just but I had to wake up. I had to get smart. I had to tell myself, yo, I don't want this for myself. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all shouldn't need that for yourself. I ain't telling y'all not to drink. Occasionally. But know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Know you're doing it because you're not in pain. You're not stressed out. Do it because, have a little wine, a little sip, that's it. But you ain't got to go overboard with it, go crazy. I can't tell nobody what to do or what not to do, but I'm just telling my little story that, I know how it is when you're drinking and being in pain. You know, everything that used to trigger me, I would just go drink. You know, it didn't take me much to trigger me. Like, I was really like, if my shoes was untied, I'm going to get a drink. Nah, I'm just playing. But still, like, it was like I was still having a reason just to go to the liquor store or just to have a drink. Like, I couldn't handle the stress. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm handling it well nowadays. You know, and I know y'all can too if y'all just, you know, put the work in. You know, you can. I did it, so I know y'all can. Ain't no excuse. You know. But yeah, I know how it is to have an addiction, man. Addiction ain't even a word. I was. It's funny now, man. It's like looking back, you know, how I really was like that. It's scary too. You know, I don't know how I made it out. I'm glad by the grace of God. That's the only way I made it out. It was God, because it wouldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me, because I didn't see myself stopping no time soon at all. And then you just get used to it. It's just like you crave it. It's like, you know what I mean? Just like people crave sugar, you know, and good food and all that. That's how I was with the drink. So yeah, I don't, you know, I'm 21 months sober, you know. I'm proud of myself, you know, staying on the right path, you know. I don't get urges, you know, I don't get, you know, I don't be tweaking, like, oh, I need to go get a drink. No, I'm past that. And I know y'all can too. You just, you know, you just gotta tell yourself, like, yo, it's better, you can do something else. You know, anything else can make you feel good, you know. It don't have to be that, because it's just poison. Like, you're just destroying yourselves. And I know y'all don't want the, I know y'all don't want the outcome of what that's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be good, you know. You don't want to have, you don't want to live with regret. You know, you don't want to wish you did something different, you know, when you had the chance or you didn't do it. You know, you don't want to live with that guilt or that shame. You know, it ain't good. So, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, try to make better decisions and try to work through your problems. You know, just know that you're not gonna find it in the bottle. It's just a temporary relief. You know, it's not until you heal, you gotta heal so you can have long-term relief. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna find it in the bottle. You're just destroying yourselves, you know? I know it's hard. I've been down the road. I had many nights being out there drinking and acting a fool, you know? Girlfriends leaving me, you know? I lost friendships behind being drunk. Like, I did a lot. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't always good, man. You know, I used to have my bad moments too, man. You know, I just had to see the truth of things, man. You know, I don't want to go down that road, and I don't want to see y'all still down that road. So that's why I'm making this video. You know, if I didn't care, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't tell nobody nothing. But, you know, I care. You know, I want to see people do better. I want to see you guys do better. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why, you know, I made this video, or I was led to make this video, because I'm still seeing it. You know, I'm still seeing everybody on the liquor store and standing on the corner drinking. I'm like, I try to tell somebody. They said, hell no. I said, you should stop that. You should. You know, I was telling them something. You know, trying to, you know, say what I had to say. He like, hell no. He like, hell no. But I was like, I've been there before. Like, I've been down that road. Like, I know how it is when somebody tell me, you know, stop doing something. And you just like, you don't want to hear it, but it's like, because you don't know what I'm going through. So it's like, you don't know what I'm going through for me to keep drinking. So it's like, how was you gonna tell me to stop drinking? So that's how I understood his reaction. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't tell people what not to do or give them advice, because they ain't gonna want to hear it. You know, because it's like, cause you don't know what, I'm pretty sure they was going through. It's like I'm saying, it's like life. You know what I'm saying? We was all going through life problems. That's what made us pick it up in the first place, you know. So yeah, I was a addict, an alcoholic. You know, I even shocked my dad, shocked everybody. I'm like, oh, I was really bad. Like, I don't look like what I've been through though, thank God. But everything's good now for me. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see everybody else do better. I want to see you guys do better, because I know y'all can do it. You know? That's why this story is being told. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't possible, it wouldn't be possible. I'm telling you, it's possible. So yeah, I had my moments and days and hard nights and rough times and still going through it. But you know, like I said, that's life. I ain't gonna pick up no bottle just to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? Still gonna be there. That's the point. That's the part I had to accept. Like the pain gonna be there tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, the week after, until you fix it, until you want better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had to come to realization. So again, I'm 21 months sober. Congratulations. The longest I ever been. Actually, I never made it this far, being 2 months, 2 years. I mean, almost 2 years. Like I couldn't even do a year. I tried to do a year sober back then, but it didn't work. But yeah, 21 months now, almost 2 years, and that's to be the longest I've ever been. Like I said, I don't have urges. I just go for a walk, listen to music, keep my mind off the world, keep the mind off the stresses and negativity. I ain't got to go pick up a bottle. I ain't got to go get high. I ain't got to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Just of anything, just go take a deep breath, calm myself down, and but I don't really get that mad though. I don't really get, like I said, it ain't that deep, it ain't that deep. But God got me through it though. So I'm just letting y'all know, that you can get through it if you guys, if it's something that you want to do, it's possible. But I love you guys. Just wanted to say that. Again, stay blessed, stay positive, and just know it can be done if you want it to be done. Peace.